What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to La Banca Podcast in English. I'm your host, Marquinho, Mark, aka Ches Segovia, aka the best host available. um, Welcome to another week of Soccer Talk. Before we get started, man, I want to give a little bit of a shout out to people out there, man, especially in the Texas area listening to us. I know last week was a bit of a hard week for everybody, with the ice storm and people losing power, energy, gas, water. And then, unfortunately, a couple of people have lost their lives during this past events, man. And it's an unfortunate thing that we had to live through. But, man, we keep our thoughts and prayers with those people still going through it at this moment. I know a lot of people had a lot of busted pipes and things of that nature. And, unfortunately, a lot of houses have been ruined and, things of that sort. And a lot of people are in a financial bind. So we keep you in our thoughts and prayers, man, and hope everything's fine. But little man, what's going on, bud? How you doing?
I'm holding up all right. How y'all people doing? Just like you said, Mar, we had a rough week last week. Hope everybody's good. Nobody got a serious cold or anything else. It was brutal. It was brutal. Hope everybody's okay and just happy to get back, man. Happy to get back. There's a lot of things going on in soccer.
Yeah, obviously, we do this show every Tuesday. We have our Spanish version of it before this, the English version every Tuesday. For those who are joining us that are new. Obviously, last week, there was more important things going on, and especially this area of the world, a lot of things going on, and obviously we use soccer as a way of to kind of stress relief. We all love soccer in this podcast, and obviously the people who follow us and who are going to listen to us later on and all those things, we enjoy soccer. We love talking about soccer, and we love arguing about soccer. And it's one of those things where it's an unfortunate event that we had last week. And like I said, we're gonna keep going forward and we're gonna move on, man. And hopefully, like I said, everybody's doing well out there, and we just keep moving forward. Texas strong, how we are. We keep holding it down like always. But obviously, we missed a whole lot from last week. Obviously, Champions League football, La Liga, Premier League, a lot of things going on in global soccer. One of the big things right now, obviously, that we talked about the last couple of weeks, has been the dominance in La Liga with Atletico Madrid. But Atletico hasn't been so dominant these past couple of this last week and a half in La Liga. And surprisingly enough, it's not Real Madrid, it's not Barcelona taking them out, it's not even Sevilla taking them out. It's a little club called Levante that has put Atletico on a little bit of a bind. They've played back-to-back games in La Liga. Levante taking 4 points out of 6. So that means they won a game and they tied a game against Atletico. So right now, Atletico has dropped points. They're still in the lead. They still have a game in hand on Real Madrid. They're leading by 3 points at the moment. Obviously, we know, Little, you're a huge Madrid fan, so you're happy to see these results. Obviously, we know Madrid won 1-0 this past weekend as well. What are your thoughts on the Atletico Madrid? Is this just a bump in the road, or is this something to be taken? We need to look into this a little bit more intuitively.
I mean, it's peer pressure from a league. Atletico de Madrid had a 10-point lead of the second place, which was Real Madrid, and 2 games behind. So in the total of it and the way they were playing, they were playing pretty good soccer. So if you kind of add those up, so it's 10 plus 6, that makes 16. So if everything would have kept going smoothly for Atletico de Madrid, they would have a 16-point lead. Now Levante just made it interesting for all the rest of the teams. He just puts he put Atletico de Madrid in a spot of peer pressure. For now on, any little mistake that Atletico makes, it might be one of the baddest upsets, man. I mean, you had basically a lead of 16 points, because Atletico was playing a great game. I mean, they got Luis Suarez, which after he got kicked out of Barcelona, and I would say kicked out because he did say he got kicked out. He didn't got traded or nothing. He got kicked out. He's the goal leader, with 16 goals. So, and he has been playing great soccer, and Atletico has been playing great soccer. Now the pressure really caught up to Atletico Madrid so bad, and we don't even know now. It's up to El Cholo Simeone and his team to even make it worse, or you can fix it from this point on.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we talked about a couple of weeks ago, where Atletico were on the verge of kind of running away with this because, they had 2 or 3 games in hand on Barcelona and Real Madrid. They were leading the league by 10 points at that point, so this has really opened the floodgates for the rest of the teams. Well, not the rest of the teams, but more for Madrid, Barcelona, and Sevilla. And now it's giving them an opportunity, hopefully, to close the gap on Atletico Madrid, because let's not kid ourselves. Atletico Madrid is having a great La Liga season. They've only lost 2 games, and their defense is superb. They have the in my opinion, probably the greatest goalie right now, and Jan Oblak. They have the top scorer in the league, joint top scorer, Luis Suarez, along with Leo Messi, that's scoring goals. He's out there with a vengeance. He's out there with a chip on his shoulder. So they have a recipe for success and to win this league. But, like we know with a lot of big clubs, like, with your Real Madrid, with my Barcelona, sometimes you look ahead and you forget about the other clubs around the league, especially smaller clubs like Levante, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And obviously Levante has nothing to lose. They came out there and just played their game. One of the things about Atletico and the way they play is a lot of people know their style. They know they're super ultra defensive and things of that nature. Now, the only difference this season is that they actually have some more offensive firepower, especially with the addition of Suarez, and then obviously the addition of Dembele in the January transfer window. And then you have Felix, Carrasco, Correa, players of that nature. But the thing is that Levante just went out there and just said, we don't care, basically. They're gonna counterattack their counterattack, which is what they did, and they took advantage of the situations and of their opportunities to score goals, and they scored the goals, and they won 2-0, and they won 1-1. I mean, they tied 1-1, which is a great result for them. Now they're in 8th place. They're a couple of points away from themselves being in the European spot for maybe Europa League. So that's a big achievement on their end. My view on this is it might be the squad might be getting a little tired because a lot of games are going to come pretty quick for Atletico Madrid because they had a lot of games that they've missed. They're going to have midweek games. They have the Champions League game obviously today, which
but he lost points right away too soon, Mark. I mean, you have a big lead. You should try to make it last as much as you could. Now, they don't play Copa del Rey no more because they got eliminated at the beginning, just like Real Madrid did. Mm-hmm. And they didn't play a Supercopa. And they did not. And then the only tournament that they have is Champions League. And they have the league now. And Levante just made a Liga 4. Mm-hmm. It was just a Liga 1 just a few months ago. Remember, just one guy was up there like he was killing it. He was out there.
Yeah,
making his thing. And now it's a Liga 4, and hopefully maybe by the end of this weekend it can be a Liga 3, or it can still be a Liga 4.
Yeah,
I mean, it's coming up. Peer pressure for Atletico de Madrid coming up in the end of this month and the beginning of the next month, because they got the derby coming up next month, like in about 2 games, and then 2 more games, and like in about 3 more games, and then after that, in 2 more games, they have the other one against not the derby, but an important game against Real Madrid. I mean, against Barcelona. I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's coming up pretty good. I mean,
yeah. Obviously, you spoke about Atletico Madrid running away with it, and now they're them coming back down to earth a little bit, coming closer to the pack. And obviously, with Madrid winning this past weekend 1-0,
Valencia.
and then unfortunately Barcelona
Tied against Cádiz.
couldn't make up points, and they tied against Cadiz. Sevilla, a team who we don't mention too much, won, and now they're actually in third place currently ahead of 1 point of Barcelona. And the thing about we talk about that is that they have a big match this weekend against Barcelona, which in my opinion, and I think in your opinion as well, can be viewed as pretty much a final, depending on what they're going to do with this campaign
Barcelona.
during the league. Well, for both of them, because whichever team ends up losing, it kind of really knocks them out of the opportunity of winning the league title. I mean, obviously the chances have opened up a little bit because of Atletico's setback, but
Right.
but if Barcelona loses this Saturday, then they're putting themselves in a big hole to try to capture this title. And the same thing with Sevilla. Sevilla loses this Saturday as well. It doesn't look good for them either. So you can look at it as a final, man, and it's going to be a real interesting game. Two teams that are really, really competitive. A lot of talent. Obviously, Sevilla and Barcelona meet each other in the Copa del Rey, and Sevilla won 2-0 in the first leg. So they have that going on then as well. So we'll see what happens, man. Obviously, the La Liga is getting a lot more interesting than we thought it was going to be. We thought, honestly, Atletico was going to run away with it. It looked that way. But Levante came out of nowhere and decided to put a little dent in that party, and now we get to enjoy La Liga a little bit more, see if anything happens. But moving on, man. Obviously, we can't talk about about leagues without talking about the biggest league in the world, and obviously that means we're talking about the Premier League. Now, the difference between the Premier League and La Liga right now, it looks like Man City might be running away with this, man. I don't know. They won their 18th straight game in all competitions. A 1-0 defeat against Arsenal. Win against Arsenal, I'm sorry. Where Raheem Sterling scored in the first 3 minutes, and then it was pretty much a dead even tie throughout the rest of the game. But 18 straight games in all competitions, man. We remember a time when Tottenham was first place and Man City was in 10th place. And now Man City's in first place and Tottenham's in 9th place. And Man City is 10 points ahead of Manchester United. All the games everybody's for the most part caught up. Everybody's on the 25th game, going to the 26th game this upcoming weekend and week. What are your thoughts, man? Man City, do you think anybody catches up to them?
It's a 10-point lead. I think Man City has a 60 to 70% chance already won the league already. Okay. It's very complicated unless they come out with an Atletico de Madrid thing going on, They have a big league, and then on Sunday you don't have a big league no more. No, you start feeling that pressure. I think Pep Guardiola is an experienced coach. He knows how to handle all this type of pressure. He knows how to let his players. He knows how to let them know that what I'm trying to say. He tells them he already knows what to tell them for not this pressure to get into their heads.
Yeah,
I think he's pretty much gonna handle that pretty well. Like I said, I think Man City already has like a 70% chance of winning the league already. They got great players, and then they're gonna get players that they were injured, which they also make it even better. So they're gonna get those back. So it's gonna be an even better team in a few weeks.
I'm gonna give them a 75 to 80% chance that it's already done, unless obviously we know injuries can detour things and things of that nature. But if nothing happens, I think this is Man City's championship to lose. I don't think United have the firepower to get back up there. I don't think Leicester City. I mean, but 10 points is 10 points, and
yeah, I know what you're saying.
Man City looks unstoppable right now.
They were close. They were in the same points. Both Manchester teams were on the same points, and on a Sunday, Man City just said bye.
Yeah, basically. It's one of those things where, like I've mentioned before, this campaign for them, it's a lot different than other campaigns where, they win games, 5-1, 4-2,
Right?
basically beating you down by scoring a buttload of goals on you, and they don't even have their two top forwards.
Yeah,
Gabriel Jesus is not
exactly.
playing at a level
Kun Agüero.
deserving of a starting spot. Sergio Aguero has been out. I mean, he's been on the bench, but he's nowhere near the fitness level to be starting the games. So, they're doing it with a rotation of players, but they're doing it, man, and their defense is superior. I mean, it's outstanding the way like last season, the way Bruno Fernandes impacted the offense for Manchester United. This year, Ruben Diaz has impacted the defense for Manchester City. He's been an impact player on that side of the ball, and you show. I mean, they paid whatever they paid. I think it was 60 million transfer fee. Well worth it. Well worth it. But obviously there was another big game that weekend, derby, a Merseyside derby, Liverpool versus Everton. Which the reason we bring it up, not only because obviously Liverpool's one of the most respected teams in the world, Everton as well, but Everton managed to do something they haven't done in this Merseyside derby for a very, very, very long time. They finally won in Anfield, 2-0 against Liverpool. A Liverpool side which we obviously know are not healthy on the backside. A lot of players out: Van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Matip, players of that nature.
Yeah.
You're kind of just trying to put whoever you can back there to try to defend whatever you can. Yeah, man. Everton finally, they've won this game, even though, obviously, shorthanded Liverpool, but still a win is a win. It's a monkey off their back. It's another check mark off for Carlos Ancelotti, who I have a ton of respect for, who I think, in my opinion, is one of the top 2 or 3 managers of all time.
Yes, sir.
And when he came in, he had a vision for this club, and I think he's moving this club in the right direction. We who all follow the Premier League know Everton is a mid-table team. From time to time they'll have a little push up, and maybe make a Europa League spot. But no, this club now has a vision, has great leadership, has a great technical staff, and has a great coaching. Like I said, Carlos Ancelotti, who I think is steering them in the right way. Your thoughts on Carlos Ancelotti and what he's done for Everton?
I mean, Carlo Ancelotti, he has already coached in the Premier League. He already coached at Chelsea. I think back in 2009, something like that. He was already there. So just like you said, he's a well-experienced coach, man. He knows how to handle these type of situations. They kind of work with a budget. It's not a very rich team, but they make some great. They bought some good players. They bought James Rodriguez and I can't remember the other guy's name. I'm sorry for that. Which I'm surprised is how bad Liverpool got. I mean, they're not even in Champions League right now.
It's
and I don't think it's getting better, Mark. I don't think it's
injuries, man. It's injuries. I mean, it doesn't matter.
It is injuries, and you might say, well, it's not club's fault. Well, it's basically kind of his team's fault because his team's supposed to be taking care of players. Now, Everton deserves this win. They've been looking for it, and then you might say, well, Liverpool they had injured players and so. That's not Everton's fault, man. Everton came out and played this game. It could have won. It could have gone both ways, but it was a great game, though. Carlo Ancelotti still has it. He's a top coach, just like you said. He has won everything too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I think these matches are the only ones kind of surprises because just like we said earlier, and nothing to do with this match, but Man City basically got this on his pocket, halfway on his pocket. So But we still got great matches going on. Hopefully something bad happens so we can see some excitement at the end. We should
No,
always
I mean,
pray. It's
I mean,
always great to see excitement at the end. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, I don't wish him any bad or nothing, but it's just so exciting, how these final games, the final two, the final three games, and the final game ends up, when they're tied for the points. It's great soccer. It's great soccer.
yeah. So I mean, obviously we'll see what happens with the Premier League. But like I said, I think it's a kind of 75-80% done already, from in my opinion. Unless
Yeah,
something
I don't
happens,
know. It is.
but now, guys, usually for those who don't follow us, we know um, the English show is a little bit of an abbreviated version. So usually we have about 4 or 5 topics, but we only have 3 topics this season, this episode. And the reason why is because we're going to be spending a little bit of time on obviously the biggest competition going on, and that's round of 16 in the Champions League. Um, we had matches last week, and obviously due to severe weather and bad things going on that last week, we couldn't get on here and talk about the matches from last week. But we had matches last week, we had matches this week, and we have today, and then we have matches tomorrow as well. We're gonna go down them a little bit. I mean, and not too much detail, but depending on what match we're talking about, we're gonna go a little bit more in depth. But obviously last week matches, the big one going on. But before we get to that one, we had Liverpool, which we just spoke of, beat RB Lipstick 2-0 in Anfield. So I mean, obviously they're struggling in the league, but 2-0 win against RB Lipstick, which is a strong Bundesliga side, which is I think 2 points behind Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga right now. So they are doing a good job in defeating RB Lipstick, which is I think a really top-notch team. 2-0 in that match. That same day, obviously the big caveat, the big match that everybody was looking forward to is the Barcelona Paris Saint-Germain match. The coming out, well, not the coming out, he's already been out, but the destruction of Mbappe at Camp Nou, the hat trick from Mbappe that heard around the world, I guess. And obviously, I know that you're a Madrid supporter, so this brings you nothing but happiness.
It
To see
doesn't. That means he just got more expensive.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I mean, it's not a great news, man. I mean,
but your thoughts, but your quick thoughts on that match.
I think a lot of people already knew what was going to happen. PSG has a great squad. And Barcelona kind of struggled. We talked about a few weeks ago about how Messi was connecting with these young guys. He looked happy. He was enjoying it, and all of a sudden he just keeps looking at the grass with his head down. I mean, PSG basically just ran. Not PSG. Mbappe. He said they were talking too much about, oh, Neymar's not going to be there. Neymar's not going to be there. Neymar's not going to be there. Well, they didn't need Neymar for nothing. I mean, Mbappe basically told them, hey, I got this. This is the way it needs to be done. And he just made it happen out there. Really wasn't surprised of I was kind of surprised at the score. I didn't think it was going to be a 4-1. I thought it was going to be like a 2-1 or 2-0. Yeah, but he came out on a great night. This right. What we saw last week, and we are going to continue seeing through the rest of the champions, that's clear magic Champions League.
Yeah, I mean,
this is the most important club tournament in the world.
Yeah, obviously, if you have an informed Mbappe playing like that, then Paris Saint-Germain is going to be a heavy favorite to hopefully make it back to the finals like they did last season, and maybe this time lift the trophy. Obviously, I'm a big Barca supporter. Yeah, I wasn't too happy with the selection of the team. I wasn't too happy with Piqué getting the starting 11 nod, just because he just barely came off injury. And then knowing that you're going to go against a player who has high velocity like Mbappe, just wasn't a good fit. In my opinion, but obviously it's Monday morning quarterback. I'm not going to speak about it. We're going to carry on, move on, and see what happens and next week in Paris. Another match that following day on that Wednesday, the 17th, a really good match against two teams that I think are very, very equal. But I mean, but still, it was kind of a bit of a shock with the outcome in this match. And we're obviously talking about the Sevilla Borussia Dortmund match where we've seen Erling Haaland, a 20-year-old forward. For those who don't know, and I'm sure if you're watching this show, you know who Haaland is. But the next, they call him the next Ibrahimovic. I don't know, man. We'll see. Ibrahimovic is a fantastic player. We'll see if we can fill those shoes. But what a goal by that young man. A scissor kick to kind of, basically to, hand the win over to Borussia Dortmund, a 3-2 win. Your thoughts on that match, man?
Well, I mean, Haaland saw the way Mbappe took care of business. He was like, I can't stay behind. We are
motivated him.
We are going to start seeing the new era of new soccer players. We were lucky enough to see the era with the Messi and the Ronaldo, competing against each other. Now we're going to see the era of Haaland and Mbappe competing, against each other. I was surprised for Sevilla because Sevilla has been playing great soccer. Very collective, very good. Despite that loss against Real Madrid, that 1-0, but they have been playing pretty good soccer. Borussia Dortmund has not been playing pretty well. Remember, they fired the coach right before the
year, yeah,
the year. So they have not been playing great soccer, but that's what we call these magical nights of champions. Now he came on his night and he scored a hat trick, a beautiful hat trick. Man. And he said,
"He got a brace."
Go ahead.
It was a brace, but no, man. Obviously, I love the fact that he. Kind of basically said, you know what, I was motivated by Mbappe, yes. and that's kind of the next supposedly Cristiano versus Messi for the next era of next generation of football, which I hope, because the whole Messi versus Cristiano thing was a fantastic era in soccer, Right. So if Mbappe and Haaland can keep that going, or even eclipse that, which would be a really tough thing to do. It'll be even great to see that happen. But yeah, man, it's a great win for Borussia Dortmund, who obviously we know in their league, in the Bundesliga, they're not doing too well right now. But a very talented team, man, very young, talented team. I think if they obviously if they're not gonna do well in the league and they focus on the Champions League, it's gonna be a hard team to knock out. But the next match on that day was Porto versus obviously who we just spoke about, Cristiano Ronaldo's Juventus. Surprisingly, they lost 2-1 against Porto, and it's surprisingly because not to disrespect Porto in any kind of way, because obviously we know Porto is a strong European team, a team that's always in the Champions League, one of the top 3 clubs in Portuguese football, obviously along with Sporting and Benfica. But this version of the Porto team isn't as strong as previous versions. And obviously Juventus with, Cristiano Ronaldo, you would expect them to, take full advantage of that. It's kind of a homecoming for Cristiano going back to Portugal and things of that nature. You would think he would take full advantage of this and, Juventus would just, run circles around Porto, but it wasn't the case, man. Porto came out and played, man, and they counterattacked them, and they took advantage of their opportunities to score goals and came out with a 2-1 win. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, of course, if in one team you have the best goal scorer of history of Champions League, of course you're gonna think he's gonna score on that game. That did not happen. Porto played a great game. They basically eliminated Juventus from the field. They played great soccer, and the result was a 2-1. 2-1. They play, I think it was in Juventus Stadium, if I'm not mistaken, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now they have a big league going back to Porto. Yeah, they basically raised Juventus. They play great soccer, and Mr. Champions Cristiano Ronaldo couldn't do anything about it. So
yeah, I mean, we obviously a couple shows back before, when we previewed the round 16, we all we all kind of, overlooked Porto, and we just said, oh, it's going to be easy matchup for Juventus.
Right.
They're going to keep going. And it still can be. I mean, they might, go back to the home. They might take the second leg and win 4-0. Who knows? But, but the fact that, Porto came out and showed out, that just shows that any given night, and any kind of atmosphere, anybody can win, and hopefully we'll see. Maybe it'd be a major upset and Juventus will be knocked out, because we all know the reason why Cristiano Ronaldo is in Juventus. The only reason he's there is because Juventus wants that Champions League title. That's the title. That's a title that eludes them. They've already won a decade straight Serie A.
Yeah,
They won
they
won Coppa Italia. They won all domestic, everything. They're kind of in the same boat as far as like PSG and Manchester City. Domestically, they've dominated. They went and invested and brought in Cristiano Ronaldo for the sole purpose of lifting that Champions League crown. And right now, it's not looking like a good spot for them. So we'll see what happens. But they're down 2-1 right now at this moment. Now, obviously, there was Champions League football today. Two great. Well, no, I don't want to say two great matches, but one intriguing match and another one was a little bit of a blowout. Let's start with the blowout first. Bayern Munich, the defending champions, going 4-1 against Lazio. Not really much you can say here, man. The only thing of note that I want to point out is it's just the rich getting richer, man. 17-year-old English kid playing the number 10 role, and obviously Muller's out with a little bit of an injury, so they decided to go with him. Bayern Munich has a deep bench. They could have put Sane there. They could have put Narby. They could have put whoever else in that 10th spot, but they decided to go with a 17-year-old kid, and he showed out. He didn't care about the lights being bright. He didn't care about it being a Champions League game. He came out there and played, scored a goal, assisted on another one against, I think, to Labadowski. So it's great for the youth, man, to see them out there, performing like this. I feel like the soccer players this generation are being given a chance earlier and earlier and earlier on in their ages. You've seen a bunch of kids, 17, 18, 19-year-olds out here doing their thing, and that's a good thing to see, man. But yeah, Bayern Munich 4-1, nothing really much to speak about aside from that. But obviously the main event for today was Atletico Madrid, which we spoke about earlier, versus Chelsea. Chelsea won 1-0. Spectacular goal. I mean, I'm just saying, like, Oliver Giroud, I don't know what's going on with him, but he's playing like Brazilian Ronaldo, the man's jersey you have on right now. Oh. He's playing like Brazilian Ronaldo in this Champions League, man. I don't know what's going on with him, but obviously we know Chelsea's not doing that well in the Premier League. Atletico Madrid, like we just spoke about earlier, is having a little bit of a down week and a half. But man, that goal that he scored, man, it was a beautiful goal. Obviously went to VAR, it was reversed, and they called it, and they made and it counted. So, but 1-0 win for Chelsea over Atletico Madrid. Your opinions on this match?
I was highly upset the way Atletico de Madrid came out and play. They only had a 30% ball position. 30. Not 40, not 50, not 60. No, 30. They shot 0 times to the goal. 0 with the goal leader. With the Pichichi from Spain, Luis Suarez. They shot 0 times to the goal. There was I saw a picture. They were defending with 6 against a team they hardly wins in Premier League. It has a great squad, by the way. Great squad, though. But they just got a new coach. And their players are getting adjusted to their coach.
Yeah.
So it's not 100% adjusted yet. Right?
It's a shame because, obviously...
It's horrible, Mark.
Yeah. You're right. It is horrible. I mean, to have only 30% possession at home, you playing the defensive role instead of being the attacking team, which is normally the case. Even if it is a Diego Simeone coach team, which we know he's ultra defensive, but you're at home. Chelsea came out with a 4-3-2-1 formation. Basically, it was Giroud up there by himself, and then Werner and Mount, distributing the ball wherever they can. With so they came in basically with a defensive formation, and that's granted because they're the visiting team. But why would Atletico Madrid, they play the basic 4-4-2, which we know, and then when they feel pressure coming or they feel like it's too much going on, they go to a 5-4-1. And it's a shame because we know this team, what they're doing in La Liga is fantastic. They're winning La Liga, doing all these great things, blah blah blah. But when it comes to this tournament, which you just said is the most important club tournament in the world, for Madrid to put a stamp on this tournament, they gotta get out of their own way and be more offensive. They have to, man. They have the players to take over games. Luis Suarez, Joao Felix.
I mean, a few weeks ago in our Spanish show, we're talking about these Cholo Simeone changing his way. He's more offensive. Oh my God, he's more offensive. He's not being so defensive. No, he's being more offensive. He's going out there, man. He got Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez picking up his game again. We're talking great stuff about him. And just when we thought we had seen it all, boom, he goes back to the same formation.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to the Chelsea fans, but come on, Atletico. You weren't playing against Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
You were playing against Chelsea.
No, obviously, look, and it's crazy because, you're a Madrid fan. I'm a Barcelona fan. So obviously we don't really have any love for Atletico Madrid, right? They're kind of like little brother on the side or whatever. But it's a shame because you see a team that's so talented with a lot of players that I myself personally enjoy watching. Obviously Suarez, I legend. Joao Felix, who's supposed to be the future of soccer, along with Mbappe and Haaland. You got Nico Carrasco, who's done really well for Atletico since his return from China. Angel Correa, who's out there running around doing things too. You have the players who can help you achieve at least a tie, in this match. But you don't let them go. You don't let them go for glory, I guess, if you want to call it. I don't know how much really you can call a tie being glory, but man, dude, to be down 1-0 at home, going to the second leg and to go into Stamford Bridge in 2 weeks, man, it's going to be a very difficult task for Diego Simeone and Atletico Madrid to try to get points over there and try to score goals over there. So we'll see what happens, man. But I don't know, man. It's disappointing. It is disappointing because they have a team that can do so much more. So we'll see. So obviously we have the last two games, which is tomorrow, and these will be the last two games for the round of 16, the first leg, before they go into their second legs the following week. And big teams. We're gonna talk about first Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Man City. A Man City, which I just mentioned earlier, has won 18 straight games in all competition. 18 straight games. Borussia Mönchengladbach, they're kind of right now not doing too well in the Premier League. I mean, the Bundesliga, they're up and down right now, but still a club with a lot of talent. Can still do great things. I mean, there's a reason they're in this round of 16. But what are your thoughts on that game? What are your predictions for that match?
I think Borussia Mönchengladbach's going to win.
Oh, wow.
I think so. I mean, you want me to tell you something? From what I've seen from Man City, they're not made for this competition. I've seen these guys win great matches, make it all the way to the top, and once they get to this level or the other 8, they just they get disinflated. They go straight down, and it won't surprise me that Borussia Mönchengladbach cannot set them. But in the picture, of course, we think that Man City is going to run over them, right? So
I wouldn't say run over them, but I think that it's going to be a heavily favored Man City. I mean, like I said, I understand what you're saying. I think they're running us on such a high where they can overlook a team like this. But I think, like I said, the thing about the Champions League and Man City that this is the tournament that they're focused on, because this is the trophy that eludes them. Look, Man City, they can lose the FA Cup final against Tottenham. They can lose the Premier League title this season.
Right.
Well, they already won the Carabao Cup, but they don't care, man. They want this Champions League. They want the Champions League.
That was one of the reasons they brought Pep Guardiola, right?
That was the main reason they brought Pep Guardiola.
That was the main reason,
Yeah.
and it has been the main reason, and that's going to be one of the main reasons. Unfortunately, they haven't even got close. They haven't even got close, honestly.
So, yeah. Okay. So what's your score for tomorrow? What do you predict the score will be tomorrow? You said
2-1.
Mönchengladbach 2-1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go the other way. I think it's gonna be a 3-1 score for Man City. So we'll see who comes out. I think Man City. I think Man City right now they're too focused. They know the task on hand, and Pep Guardiola is not gonna let them know. He's not gonna let them just stay back, especially the way they're playing games. And like I said, their defense has stepped up a lot. So I think they're gonna go out.
A few years ago, Mark, the same thing. We didn't talk about because we didn't have a show back then, but they had the chance to get to the final, to get to the semifinal against a team that nobody even looked, which his name was Monaco, and Monaco ended up running over them.
Yeah, but that Monaco team had a lot of players, a lot of future stars.
But in the picture, Man City look a lot better.
Yeah, but we'll see. I say Man City 3-1. You say Mönchengladbach 2-1 tomorrow. We'll see who. We'll see who. I know for sure we'll be texting each other, during the game to see what's going on. But obviously, I saved this game for last because you're a Madrid fan. Atlanta in Serie A versus Real Madrid tomorrow in Italy. I think they're playing in Italy, right? Yeah, they're not playing. They're not playing in neutral field. A Madrid side that's coming in with a lot of injuries. There will be no Benzema, there will be no Ramos, there will be no Marcelo, no Valverde. A lot of players.
Yeah,
an Atlanta team, which we've stated in prior shows, that a very offensive-minded team.
Yeah,
if you don't watch out, they're going to put 3 or 4 goals on you.
Right.
Obviously, I know your heart is with Madrid. What are your thoughts for tomorrow's game?
I think Madrid's going to come out with a 1-0 or 2-0.
See,
I don't think Atlanta. Just like we said a little bit earlier, they have dynamite in the front, so Real Madrid defense need to come up with it because otherwise,
Real Madrid's defense is leaky. So I don't know.
Yeah, it is leaking, but just like you said, Real Madrid is made for these big tournaments. This right here, this competition is made for Real Madrid, and Real Madrid is made for this competition. This is where they're the kings of Europe. They have won it for 13 times. 14 times. I'm sorry. So 13. All right. So it's gonna be a great game, though. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be playing in Italy, Bergamo. Man, and I think Real Madrid. If not, don't let us come back with the big goals.
Big deficit. Yeah.
Big upset, 3-4, because then that would be kind of complicated at home.
Yeah. See, the thing is, so the thing is, not because I'm a Barcelona fan and I don't like Madrid or whatever, but the thing is, it's going to be a hard task for Madrid tomorrow. I think obviously Atlanta is not one of those teams that we normally see in this Champions League stage and all those things, but they're an up and coming team with a lot of firepower. And if Madrid doesn't watch themselves, they can easily be down 2-0 in the first 20-25 minutes, right? But with that being said, obviously, I think Zidane will have a plan in place. Obviously, they don't have their number one goal scorer in Benzema, but I think the objective tomorrow is just to make sure to not lose more, do not give up a big deficit.
Yeah,
Obviously, Atlanta's playing at home, so they're gonna have the advantage of playing at home.
Right.
They're gonna be rested, all that stuff, whatever. So, I think if Atlanta wins 1-0 tomorrow, I think it's a win for Madrid because they'll be going back to Madrid with just a 1-0 deficit, right? But but like I said, in my opinion, I think Atlanta's gonna come out there and try to surprise some people, man. And I think, to be honest, this is the perfect storm for them because obviously of all the injuries that Madrid is going through, I think this is the perfect opportunity for Atlanta to kind of push Madrid down while they're down right now. Obviously, Madrid's doing great in the league right now. They're winning games. They're moving up the table. They're getting closer to Atletico Madrid. But I think for Atlanta to really kind of let people know that they're here, they're going to have to prove something. And I think tomorrow's the best opportunity for them to do it. So I'm going to go with my prediction tomorrow. I'm going to go, man, I'm going to go 3-0.
3-0.
3-0 Atlanta. And this is why I'll tell you why. It is not because, I want to, trust me, I want to see Madrid get beaten down 7-0. I don't care, right?
I know you do, Mark. I know you do.
But this is the reason why. The thing about Madrid, they have talented players. They have a talented bench, but without Benzema, it's crazy to think how important Benzema has become for Madrid, right? Ever since Cristiano left. He's the goal scorer. He steps up in the big moments. When you need a goal, he goes out there and gets it, right? That's why he's the number 5 all time and top 5 all time in Champions League goals, right? Benzema. But without him, who steps up? Who's gonna step up? We haven't seen Vinicius Jr. out there. He hasn't really stepped up to the opportunity. We haven't seen Marco Asensio enough. Rodrigo's gonna be out. Lucas Vasquez is playing right back. And Lucas Vasquez ain't really in the mix anymore. So, I mean, you have Toni Kroos, you have Casemiro is the one who scored for you in the last game, and he's a defensive midfielder. Luka Modric is 35, 36-year-old. Can you really depend on Luka Modric, to go out there and give you magic? So
we're gonna depend on what we have on, Mark. That's Real Madrid. Zinedine Zidane in this game, we all know what he's capable of as a coach. He needs in this game, just like you said, we don't need to come back with a bunch of goals on our backs. We can try to come back, if not with less, or with a comfortable situation where we can handle this at home. Now remember, Benzema is not playing. He wasn't brought up to the list on this game. He could have brought him.
He could have played.
He would have filtered him, but you know what? It's not worth it. We don't want this guy to get hurt because then he will make it even complicated. Because
in the long run,
this next month,
it's gonna be important.
It's crucial. It's crucial. So we want everybody to get as healthy as we can. We want to get them as healthy. But Atalanta's type of those teams where they play a great soccer, then suddenly they just don't play nothing at all. That's how weird are they. And Real Madrid is the same thing. So I think
what's your prediction?
I think 1-0. That's it.
For who? Madrid or Atlanta?
Either way, 1-0. I don't think it's going to be either 2 or maybe 2-1.
So just a goal deficit. Well, I mean, like I said, I think the plan tomorrow for Zidane is, especially because he doesn't have his full offensive arsenal, is to not make sure the deficit is not more than 1 goal. I think if Madrid comes out there with just like you said, a 2-1 loss or whatever, or a 1-0 loss, they're in good shape for in 2 weeks when they go back to Madrid and play over there. And wants to have a little bit of more health for the players, especially with Benzema coming back. So, but we'll see, man. Obviously, it's Champions League time. It's gonna be great to see, with the upcoming matches. Obviously next week we'll start the second leg of the the other matches for the round of 16, which would be great to see. We'll see if Leipzig can come back, or we'll see if Barcelona can do anything against PSG, and let's see if Sevilla can do anything against Dortmund, and let's see if Cristiano and Juventus can make a comeback on Porto. But yeah, guys, before we leave, obviously, we appreciate those who watch us, after. I know a lot of times you can't watch us live because it is a little bit late. We try to run the Spanish show and English show both on the same day, so that way we get both of them up on the same time. But regardless, man, whether you're watching us now, you're watching us later, man, we appreciate you highly. Please give us a like, and a thumbs up. Please leave us some comments. Obviously we read them all. We try to reply to them as soon as possible. And, let us know what you want to talk about, man. Obviously, and, we're here for you guys. We love to talk soccer. We go back and forth, and, we'll go back and forth with you anytime as well. Little man, before we leave, anything you want to say?
Oh, yeah. Just like you said, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe, like us, and hope you enjoy talking or discussing about soccer just like we do.
Yeah, guys. So, obviously, same time next week, hopefully, if nothing else crazy happens, weather-wise or anything like that. So, next week, 7:30 Spanish show, then right after the English show after that. So, guys, appreciate all the support. Yeah, man, enjoy the rest of the week of soccer. Going to be a lot of great games, and